as we stand here today?
These are the two invoices that haven't been paid. One January 8th, one January 3rd.
Yeah, I don't need the 8th. If it's okay with
How do
Carol.
you want to handle that?
You're gonna have to sign another voucher and another abstract, but if you wanna do it, then I'll just have to update it.
So you have the January 3rd?
I have January 3rd.
You sure that's not in there on another bill? Because
I thought so too, because there was a mistake, she had the same, I guess, the invoice date, the invoice numbers were different. But same one.
Are the amounts the same?
Yeah, it's still 75. 31, 32. There is a duplicate. Here's the 8th. So can we just scratch the duplicate?
Yeah, but is the other one in there?
Yeah,
So there's a duplicate plus another, plus,
there's 3 vouchers, yeah, two,
Okay.
one's double.
yes. Take it out of there, subtract it from
Then we'll leave the voucher numbers the same. We'll just change them.
omitting whatever voucher.
Well, right, $75 probably, right?
Yeah. So I'll just make a note on the top of the voucher, scratched or deleted.
Are you doing that?
Yeah, that's what the new amount is $7,445.88. All I did was subtract the $75 from the $75.28.
What was that new figure?
74.45.88.
Thank you.
Tear it up or just, I can put a note on it?
Just X it out. Put it on the top.
Just make sure the resolutions omits that voucher number.
All right. Fourteen. Let's start at 15. What was the total again, Todd? 74.45. All right, general fund claims 2013. The motion town board approves the claims number 15 to claim 44 in the amount of $7,445.88.
So moved.
Second?
Edwards?
Yes.
Esposito?
He said yes.
Meyer?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Williams said.
He did.
I don't think I signed that.
He crossed them out.
All right.
I will.
General fund claims, general fund transfer 2013. So just for everybody's edification here, our preliminary bill last year for state retirement, they made an error by about 25%. So I was looking into it right now to understand what the new math is that costs us an extra $4,500. But right now, we need to transfer $4,483 from contingency into the state retirement fund. So Do I have a motion that the town board approves the following general fund transfers for 2013 from the contingency account number 19904, the amount of $4,483 to the state retirement account number 90108.1, and reasons under budgeted. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Edwards,
I'm gonna abstain.
Esposito,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Yes.
not to interrupt, but Gina, before you go, why don't you sign this, because I don't see your election to the minute.
General fund transfers for 2012. A resolution of the town board approves the following transfers. Can we keep going, Carol? You gotta
Yeah,
give me
no,
notes
go
on
ahead.
me?
No.
From account fund 31254, state police repair, in the amount of $3,000 to the attorney line of 14201, reasons under budgeted. From the town hall energy line of 16254, the amount of $283 to the town hall telephone of 16234, reasons under budgeted. And then from the contingency account 19904, the amount of $180 to the contractual line of 35124. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Bob and Lou? Edwards,
Abstain.
Esposito,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Joyce.
Yes. And finally, water fund claims. Do I have a motion the town board approve claims number 3 and claim number 13 in the amount of $19,814.15?
So moved.
Second.
Edwards,
Yes.
Esposito, Myers,
Yes.
Joyce.
And that closes that piece of the business. We'll open it up for public comment again at 8:52.
I just wanted to quickly clarify that we haven't received the final copy of the dog ordinance. I've received several copies with the track changes, modifications, and clarifications from Mike and a few others, but nothing without all the comments on the side. I think what we need to finally agree upon is the final draft without all of that. So Carol can get the notes in the paper. And as a Princetown employee and a Princetown taxpayer, I do have a vested interest in contributing to my thoughts and considerations in reducing expenses and potentially increasing revenue. Revenue streams wherever they are, even though they're limited. But I had originally talked with Joe Jasinski about recycling paper and had given him contact information for Treadles. And I think the last I heard from Joe is that there was concern over where the tote would go. There was not enough room in the copy room. We couldn't come up with an idea of where it could go. And being that they actually pay us for the paper that they're going to take away, I don't understand why it's actually taking so long. I know Joe's not been here, and I'm not sure what the status is on that. And also, back on the 25th of January, I sent out New York State OGS contact information. I know that there are some contracts within New York State that we could possibly take advantage of, whether it's for services, whether it's for commodities, technology, software, peripherals, and that kind of thing. But I've just not heard from anybody. I don't know what the status is of that also. If you're looking for some help or some guidance, I'm happy to help if I can. And just in response to, I know you had a cost-saving measure possibly for paying the tax bills, the barcoding. Another possibility, and I don't know what the limitations are legally, but also doing an online payment system for them, whether it's through PayPal or whether the town sets something up for people to do it online also. As Penny floated to the website, I'm not sure how that would work out, but I think that's it. Thanks.
If you could, follow up on that recycling too, want to send me something, and I'll make sure we try to start addressing it.
Because I know Lou was talking about Jim's roll-off, and then they would take our pictures, and I'm not sure if they were actually going to pay us for the recycling. That wasn't clear, so I don't know if that's something that Jim's offers or not, but I know Fred was.
No, they weren't, it was just $45 and they were gonna have a separate bin for the paper. But we're dumping it all into the
It's all going to trash right now.
Yeah,
No, it's not a huge revenue stream, but it is environmentally responsible.
exactly. It's, probably 90% of our garbage out there is paper.
Paper, cardboard.
Yeah, if not all of it. No, that's a great idea.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Christopher Whitley, Pangburn Road. Is or was the gazebo insured? Was there a claim to the insurance company to get money back to redeem that?
So the first question, yes, it was insured.
The dumpsters in question, is it a roll-off and what size?
they're going to be just the kind to roll out to the road. He's gonna put them up alongside the building, and he said he would provide us as many as we needed. He would come out, pull them out, we wouldn't have to do anything to move them out onto the driveway or what have you, and for the $45. He doesn't have the actual dumpsters, but he would provide one for paper and one for regular garbage, as many as we needed for either or.
And in regards to the chairperson in question, she went to go about earlier this evening, got sidetracked. I think in due respect to the residents and the board, there needs to be some accountability for that statement and action at the meeting that night to show the people that you are here for the people and not the person. So the people you have on the committee who volunteer, who you ask to volunteer, who help in these teams and groups, they still have that incentive to come be a part of something to help if, everybody's treated equally. Because with that action, it was, everybody saw, heard, whatever, and nothing has been said, addressed, or anything. It's bad for morale. And I would think in your position, somebody else on the board who's stated he's dealt with union, you would want to do something with that to show that you're being proactive for how things are being handled, not just run loose.
I'm Melanie Whiteley, Pangburn Road. My question's in regards to the refinancing of the water. You guys have gotten better rates, which is great. My question is, are you going to consolidate the loans, or are you going to refinance them separately?
What I've asked Mike's firm to look at, and the team that does refinancing, is as part of their formula and their feedback is to consolidate the loans to one loan at the reduced rate, hopefully significantly. But as part of the formula, then, we need to break it back out so that each water district is continuing to pay at the rate, reduced rate hopefully, but along the formula that they're paying now. So like the main water district will pay off 4 or 5 years earlier than the last district.
I think we're 7 years ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know exactly.
I just want to make sure that that is taken into consideration and not everything is just bundled into a nice little package, and that those of us who've been paying for 7 years longer than some of the extensions are now paying another,
No.
we're back to zero.
We're in 100% agreement. That was the question number one to them. It's like, so this, what we want to do, is this idea good? And can you break it back into is, you know, when you come back, work with us to distribute the loan according to the districts, so.
My second question is, you talked about Dan Marcinia going through and inputting information or doing a spreadsheet on special use permits on the parcels in town. Is that?
Correct, well, yeah, I asked him to look into
Is
the
he
data.
using the BAS system to do that?
Apparently they're not.
Why not?
We need to work with I guess Gino and the other board communities to find out why they're not doing it.
Okay, well, a few years ago, Pat Bishop got a grant to get BAS parcel tracking system. We got new computers with that. We were also given extra funds to have 10 years of input, 10 years of archiving put into that system. Well, we got the system, we set it up with BAS, we got the computers, and when it came time to put the input in, Pat never did it. So the town had to give back, I forget the number, it was about $3,000 in grant money because she did not use it by the deadline. And all that information was supposed to be put into this BAS system. We have a lot of money in this BAS system. It was grant money, it was a good thing for the town. I believe there is a yearly maintenance cost that goes along with this BAS system. That was not something that was paid for by the grant. That was something above and beyond what the town picked up the bill for. And Carol, correct me if I'm wrong, but BAS is still here.
Yes.
And that maintenance is still being done on the system. So instead of Dan maybe putting his efforts there, we should use this very expensive system that we already have in place. And you may not have been familiar that it exists, but it's there and it really should be used. So that's all I have.
No, thank you. So just to reiterate, and, you know, I agree with what you said, is that Dan did highlight that, you know, I guess, again, I wish Dan had been able to stay tonight to expand on what we asked. But he was in agreement, so, thank you. I do have one more resolution, Cal. I need to back up a little bit before, but I'll close unless there's more public comment here.
Doug Thorpe, Wells Road, north part of town. I want to just go over like 3 topics. One, the gazebo. We all need to remember the gazebo was just not a gazebo, it was a memorial. It was a veterans memorial. So the townspeople need to remember that. We need to replace it as a veterans memorial. It's very easy to say it was just a building out there. It wasn't just a building. It was built as a veterans memorial. And I think we need to take the insurance money and whatever money else we're saving in other areas in this town and try to help out and rebuild that thing. You know, we're going to be paying to count dogs in this town. That money would be better well served to build a new veterans gazebo. That's my own personal opinion on that. On a comp plan, I am a member of the comp plan. I was a member of the last comprehensive plan. I'm a member of this one. It was an ugly night, and I was embarrassed being there. That was on January 10th. I had no correspondence from the town, from Pat Bishop, from nobody about what went on, if we were going to be moving forward, if we were not going to be moving forward. And I got an email yesterday finally telling us that we were going to be moving forward. And it's a disturbing email, and that's why I want to read it, and it's very short. It says, "Dear committee members," and this is last night at 6:36. "Dear committee members, Supervisor Joyce has asked me to hold another few meetings to see if we can get through the rest of this document and get it submitted to the town board. After the disruption and upset of the January 10th meeting, I really had no desire to continue with this task, but I have agreed to try and bring it to completion. Our town attorney has indicated that as an ad hoc committee, we do not need to hold public meetings. Therefore, these final meetings will include just the committee members and hopefully will give us the ability to work in a calm, non-intimidating environment. Those meetings will be on the 18th, the 25th, and March 7th. Now, we're discussing public business at these meetings that affects everybody in this town. We are meeting in a public space. I think they need to be public. The last meeting that went ugly, there was time afforded in a non-public comment period afforded to the public for them to speak. That's how it got out of hand. So that shouldn't have happened in the beginning. That's where the problem happened. But to close the meeting off to the public, in a public space, discussing town business and the future of the town should not be a closed meeting. So that was important for me to talk about that. I could talk about 10 other things, but that's it for me.
Any additional comments? You did reserve the right.
Okay. Now, as far as the comp committee going on, again, as I said earlier, something's gotta be done so at least I can get the notifications. Because I can't get the notifications because I have to block her email. What can be done about that?
Unblock it.
I'm not gonna unblock her. She's very harassing to me. I am not gonna unblock her email. And unfortunately, you know, that was one incident that happened at a public meeting. I've had it through emails, okay? So no matter what scenario that she is put in, she can't hold herself together. How in the world is this committee gonna go forward with someone that can't hold their emotions? When challenged, when questioned, if someone says something to her that's not to her liking or not, you know, on the path that she's on, she's verbally abusive, whether it be in person or in print. And it's not right. And I have been on the receiving end of all of this behavior with Pat Bishop from the get-go. And I've come to you, I've emailed you, I've called you, I've texted you, I've talked to you in meetings, give her time, give her time, give her, this is ridiculous. I'm volunteering. I'm a part of that committee. When I'm at these committee meetings, it's like I'm not even sitting there. It's like I'm invisible, which is okay, because there's no exchange. But that's not appropriate. If you don't have the responsibility, the capability to contain yourself as a professional, as she's supposed to be, she shouldn't be heading this committee. I'm kind of ashamed of it, to be honest with you. Not the committee, of her behavior. And it's allowed. And it's just thrown under the carpet. And nothing is done about it. And it's like, you know, business as usual. Well, you know, she had a meltdown. Oh, well. You know, and then you want to apologize. And then, you know, and then here we go with the website, okay? A lot of this stuff is not on the website. I have checked the website, as you know, okay, because I got the email back from you. I went to the website, the meeting minutes aren't up there, the newsletters aren't up there, correct emails aren't up there, the calendar's not updated, nothing is updated. Is the webmaster sick? None of this is maintained. Public hearings aren't on there, comp committee meetings aren't on there. The only thing that's on there is a town board meeting, period. That's it. Nothing else, no new information, no updated anything is done on that website. Why? I mean, we have a webmaster, do we not? Is he not still webmaster? Did he step aside?
So
Is
this
he
is,
sick?
this is the public comment piece. It's not a back and forth. If you want to talk, then
I
I'll
mean,
talk
this
with
is
you.
what I'm
Talk.
presenting to you,
Okay.
so I'm waiting at some given point for you to respond. I'm not saying you have to respond now, but at some point, there needs to be a response. Something needs to be done. I don't know how this company is gonna go forward. I think everybody's looking at it through, you know, rose-colored glasses, that this is just gonna get railroaded right through. And I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's shameful that it came to this, all because She can't hold it together.
Additional comments?
Oh, one more, I have one more, and then I'm done, okay? As far as the website goes, sorry, but I just had to get this out. I get emailed, if you've ever been on the website, if anybody's ever been on the website, there's a site for feedback. I emailed him probably half a dozen times, letting him know what wasn't updated. This isn't, this isn't updated, the calendars aren't updated, the meeting minutes aren't updated. Then I got an email from you, why can't he email me? And say, you want feedback, but you only want positive feedback. So why am I getting an email back from you with a threatening tone versus directly right from the webmaster? Thank you, I will see to this, or thank you, I will update the information. Thank you for, none of that. I get, a nasty email from him too. So no matter what you do, no matter how much you try and do good, or volunteer your time, or give good feedback, or give negative feedback, whatever the case may be, it's like, now you've got a target on your back and you're gonna get hit with poison darts. So I'm ready for them. I've got them all along. I'm okay with it, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be for me, and it shouldn't be for anybody else. Now I'm done.
Additional comments? Going once,
I'm waiting
twice?
for a response, that's all. I'm done.
Going once, twice, we'll close the public comment at 9:12. And then the resolution, I need to back up, so I gotta open up the resolution part of business. This is in response to working with the sheriff, right, to start negotiations. So, do I have a motion that is hereby resolved that the town board authorizes the supervisor and Councilman Esposito to negotiate a lease with the county with office space in town hall for a sheriff's department substation with only final lease subject to approval from the town board.
Second.
You're gonna send me that?
I'm going to hand it to you. So who's second?
I did.
Yeah, Bob, sorry.
Edwards?
Yes.
Esposito?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes. All right. Thanks for your patience. And with that, we'll close the meeting at 9:13. Okay. Oh, sorry. That's what we kind of have already, but we do have councilman concerns, so start with our senior councilman. That's you, Bob.
Well, I don't even know really where to begin. I would like to say I am an individual that's not for attacking people, okay? I like to work together with people. And just to keep it short and sweet, I would like to see us as a town board, as a community, and as town employees, I would like to see us try to start coming together, working together, even though we may not see eye to eye, okay? But we can learn to disagree agreeably, but, in order for us as a small town to go forward, we need to start working together. And I guess I have to be honest, I'm tired of all this so-called nonsense that we've been dealing with. And myself as a councilman, and as he said, as a senior councilman, this last year has been one of the worst years for me. And I would like to see us take a turn, bury the hatchets, bury whatever the problems are, pick up and work together and go on. Okay, that's my feeling. Of course, I like to work with everybody, get along with everybody. We are trying to be, as a board, trying to be physically responsible, financially responsible, and sometimes I feel like because we make some decisions, that some people may feel like they're being attacked. Well, I don't feel that way. That's not my intentions. We are trying to do, I am trying to do what's best for the town. I want to do what's best for the town. And I think that should be all of our, our purpose, to work together and do what's best for the town. So, I guess enough said, you know how I feel. Thank you for all your participation in the meeting tonight, each and every one of you.
Councilman Esposito.
Yeah, I think that what we've got going forward here with the refinancing of the bonds, it's going to be a tremendous savings for the people of the water districts. I think that's something to be proud of, the board is moving forward on. I think the other thing is the solar project and the sheriff's running the town hall. To keep the, as far as I can see, in the near future, there won't be any town tax. The building will be able to be maintained. And I think that's something that we should all be proud of, that we're working forward to be fiscally responsible and taking care of the town's finances. And I would like to see the town start to work together too with Bob State. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Lou. Mr. Edwards.
I guess I'll start. I have a few things. One, there was a question earlier, I think, about our mail policy that we, I guess, members of the town board have adopted. I've actually had some concerns about this mail process since it was enacted, that I communicated at the time that the resolution was passed. And since then, I identified that I was going to somewhat monitor how it was, transpiring as it's gone on. And I guess, I've been around here for about a decade. The majority of the time as a planning board member, the last 3 years as a town board member. I have transcended 2 different town clerks, I think, and probably numerous assistant town clerks. And up until this resolution was passed, I gotta be honest with you, I never heard the word mail around here. Our mail process seemed to be effective, functional, and quite honestly, up until this resolution was passed, every month, even when I was on a planning board, I got a significant amount of correspondence. Since I've been on a town board, every month, probably in accumulation throughout the whole month, I would get probably 3 times more correspondence than I get today. So I don't know what everybody that was in favor of this resolution or this current mail policy